before cancer hit, you just go along every day and it's the same old day and you don't even notice the amazing things like the sun shining or birds singing, all the small things in life. I went to get my results at the hospital, and as I sat in the waiting room, there was a lady that came out and she was really upset and she was crying and didn't really have anyone with her, and I just felt, deep in my heart that this woman must be going through the worst time of her life, and how could she even cope with a diagnosis of cancer. And I said a little prayer for her and hoped that she had the strength to get through, not knowing that I was going to then go in and get diagnosed myself.
The first diagnosis came as a complete shock to not only myself, but also pretty much everybody in our circle of friends. I felt like I had no power to keep Jane out of a struggle that I knew was going to be a struggle. The chemotherapies, the radiotherapies, those are scary. Those are scary.
I think lots of other people around me tried to hide their feelings. I know it was really hard for my parents to cope with it, obviously, because no one in our family had ever had cancer before. I went into it not knowing what was going to happen. I didn't even know what chemo was, and I remember one of my friends said, "What is chemo? Do you just sit in a room and breathe in gas?" I was like, "No, it goes in your arm." This is me and my friend Lindsay a week before I got diagnosed, and we were talking about how it was all going to be positive and not a bad result. This is me during chemo, which took 8 hours each time. It's a very isolating experience, felt really lonely and not really knowing what was going on. But luckily I was surrounded by great friends. I spoke to God daily through going through treatment, and I just felt guided the whole time. When someone tells you you're going to get cancer, you think it's going to be the worst thing in your life. But to me, I just had this instant feeling that I knew I was going to be okay. I never felt that I was going to die. I never felt that it was going to get the best of me. I always felt this sense of hope. I just felt strong in a way, even though I was physically weak. Psalm 91 really got me through a lot of my time, so I used to read it before I went into my surgery and read it before each chemo session. I had lymph nodes removed under my armpit, and that swelled into a massive seroma. And a few months later I got something called lymphedema, which basically the doctors say you'll have it for life, and it's swelling of your arm, and you have to wear this sock over your arm 24/7. But I went to bed and I just thought, God's with me and I've come through this far. And then I woke up the next day and it completely gone, and I've been healed ever since. Cancer in a way was not a great thing that happened to me, but it was positives came from it. I knew I needed to help other women because I have my own design studio. I thought the best way to raise awareness was to set up my own breast cancer charity. So I founded Hello Beautiful Foundation, which basically raises awareness for especially younger people that are going through cancer. And we do lots of art as medicine. These are our woobs, which are wooden breast sculptures, and there's over 1,000 of them that different people are decorating, and there's 3 different types. This one represents a reconstruction. This one here is a lumpectomy, where they just take the cancer out. This one represents a mastectomy, so it's just completely flat. If Christ hadn't been in my journey, then I'd probably be a bit more like the doctors and nurses had described to me, that I'd give up and I'd be depressed. With Christ by my side, I just never stopped. Basically, I did my normal routines. I played netball, I went to work. Obviously I had days when I was in bed, but I always just knew I was going to be totally fine. And he gave me that extra strength to get through every day. The role of the church is so helpful, and I wish I'd started to go at the beginning of my treatment. Now that I've got the church in my life, and I can almost feel that I'm not alone anymore. I've got so many people now on my team and supporting me and helping me support other women, and that love that you feel from the church is just endless.